Welcome to this very beautiful location here at Staffelsee in Bavaria. This is a yoga sequence where we're kind of putting everything together, mostly standing warriors and a lot of balance positions. So start in your down dog and first of all mobilize your spine, your ankles, your knees, your hips, your wrists, anything that needs movement, cracking. Toes always need cracking. And then lift your right leg, and we're first going to step forward into a very low lunge, still mobilizing our hip flexor here and rolling up over our toe mounts. Then interlace your fingers behind your head, push with the head against your fingers, and once you have your head position, ears over shoulder, extend both arms. And this is just our first lunge here. Make sure that your front knee is behind your ankle or over your ankle. And we're just warming up here. So come back into down dog, still walking. Make sure you're pressing the mounds of your index finger firmly into the ground. Make sure your shoulder blades are sliding back. Then lift your left leg into down dog split if you want to, or just bring it forward into low lunge on the other side. First exploring, you can roll over your right toe mounts and then interlace your fingers behind your head, push with the back of your head against your hands, and once your head position is ear over shoulders, lift the gaze, lift the chin and extend both arms. You can come back anytime, pressing the hand against the head just to adjust your head position. Usually the head comes forward too much or we look too far up or down. So just keep adjusting your head position. This is true for anything we do and everything we do. Step backwards into down dog, walk it out. And we're going a little further into warrior two. So first lift your right leg, then step forward. And this time we're going to anchor our back foot. So here we're pressing the left outer edges, the outer arch, into the ground, big warrior position. And then first circle up into your tall pose. Make sure the right knee doesn't fall in, but stays above your ankles. Then take your jumper off, circle both arms, first to the inside, then to the outside. That should settle and set your shoulders down. Shoulder girdle sitting on your rib cage. Make sure the knee doesn't fall in, so you can use your hand or the back of your hand to press against the inside of your knee, just to adjust the knee position a little bit. Make sure the weight is always on the outer edges. Then don't step back into down dog, simply come into a wide stance, swinging a little bit, and we're bending and extending here. So this is training our arches. Just a few bends here, bend the knee, keep the arches lifted and extend. If you want to, you can lift your toes. So lifting the toes will build your arches, and then just keep those arches lifted when you're bending the knees and extend again. So this is not really a stretch for the hamstrings, it's really a building the arches of the feet exercise. Then magically change side, anchor your left foot. Oh no, this is the right. Right foot is anchoring 60 degrees. So on the other side, come into your warrior two position. Shoulders are above your hips. Then take the jumper off, set your shoulder girdle on your rib cage. This time, if you want to, you can bring the palms of your hands facing upwards to the sky or ceiling and pull those arms outwards. Engage your triceps a little bit. Make sure the head, the ears are above the shoulders. And if you need to, anytime you can bring the hand to the inside of the knee, just pushing the knee back a little bit, making sure both feet have their weight on the outside, outer edges. Don't have those arches collapse. We've been working on this. Putting it all together. Come back into your wide stance if you want to stretch to the right without collapsing. Hips stay parallel to the ground, just the upper body is shifting. And to the left. Very good. Make sure your arches are lifted. You can pull those toes up anytime you want. And then come back into down dog. Perfect. March it out. Let's have another round. So lifting the right leg. And this one is going to be very exciting. So we're stepping forward into another warrior. So as soon as you're ready, step forward with the right leg into warrior one position this time. So we keep facing forward, just anchor your left foot 60 degrees. Make sure the back heel and the outer edges are grounded. Then stay in the direction of your front knee. The hips can sway slightly away, but the shoulders are staying in direction of your knee. Then first of all, press with your right or left hand into the back of your head, just to adjust the ears above your shoulder. And then extend both arms. We're having a great rotation here in our body. This is great psoas stretch, deep hip flexor stretch. Make sure the left leg is turned from the hip onwards. Don't twist the knee. So make sure the hips are slightly opening to the left side here. And this is where our psoas gets a good stretch. Then step a little bit closer. We're coming into triangle position. First, set to the upper body. Then bend, then stretch the front knee. Keep the upper body straight, even when you stretch the front knee. Find a position for your hand, and then extend the upper arm. Make sure you adjusted your head before extending the arms. So at any moment you can put the palm cradling your occiput, the back of your head, just to press the neck backwards a little bit to avoid these forward head positions. Make sure both feet are on the outside, so we are of course having the weight on both outer arches. Then let's try some balancing here in half moon flight. So I usually put my hand down first, so we're balancing on the right side. So put your right hand down first and then lift the back leg parallel to the ground if you can. Then before lifting, rotate both legs out so that your foot is really parallel to the ground and you're feeling the inside of your glutes contracting. You're rotating both legs outwards. And keep doing that. As soon as you stop focusing on it, you might lose it. So really focus on rotating both legs outside, bring the weight of the standing leg to the outer arch and the big toe mount, and then you might be able to lift automatically without even thinking. Step backwards. Well done. Good job. Come back into the wide stance, folding forward. If you want to, give your toes a nice stretch. And then let's build the arches a little bit. So either pull those toes up or pull the arches up from the middle of your feet and then bend the knees forward and extend again. And all this without putting weight on the inside of the foot. So this whole time while you're bending and extending, the weight is on the outside of your feet. Outer heel, outer edges, and of course the big toe mount. All right, shall we try that on the other side? So magically, just turn on the other side, anchor your foot for warrior one. So this time the right foot is anchored, both legs, feel turned outside. The hip can sway away to the right a little bit, but your chest, your shoulders are facing forward. Then anchor one hand to adjust the head, pull the crown of the head upwards, And once you're ready, extend both arms to the sky or ceiling. You do want to lower your shoulders. So we have a lot of effort in those legs. So I would like you to have the least effort, more like a reaching in the upper body. Focus here is on a deep calf stretch and deep hip flexor stretch. So you want to have those hips sway away while the shoulders turn forward. Then come a little bit closer. First, adjust your upper body. Upper body stays straight, no bending, no bananas. And once the upper body is straight, tailbone and crown of the head going in opposite positions. Stretch the ground leg, adjust the head position, cradle the back of your head, and only then you're in a good position to extend both arms. Keep focusing on your legs. Very firm standing position here with a slight outward rotation of both legs so the weight goes to the outer heel, outer edge, and grounding the big toe mound, creating these beautiful springy arches on the inside. Shall we have a flight? Let's try. So ground the left hand first, come onto the left hand balancing. Then once you're there, open the flying leg first. Open and rotate, outward rotation. This should give you so much strength in your hips that the upper body just comes up naturally. You don't even need to lift it. It's just wanting to come up. It would be unnatural to stay low. So give yourself this power from the hips with this deep inner glute contraction, turning both legs from the hips out. Crown of the head is pulling out. Forward, tailbone is pulling backwards. You did it. We have another one of those. A little bit more challenging, but first of all, come back into wide stance, swing it out, and you can stay here. Just twist those feet together, come up into standing, and let's have some tree position. So we're here among trees, so it only sounds reasonable to make a tree ourselves. Choose one leg. I choose my left side. My left side is better for balance. So grab your right ankle and position your foot either above the knee or on your ankle. And we've done tree poses, but just as a reminder, guess what your legs are doing? They're rotating outwards. So the standing leg is really firm on the ground, creating this beautiful arch by putting the weight of your body on the outer heel, outer edges, big toe mound. And then you should be standing like a tree, pushing the foot against your adductors. Medial part of your leg is pushing against your foot, and you could just stay there forever, right? Make sure to release the shoulders, arms up in a V shape. Bring the tips of the shoulder blades together, and we're going to standing rotation. So keep the same knee up, just bring it forward, and then grab the knee with the opposite hand. Same side arm comes up, and very slowly, in your own rhythm, your own tempo, start turning. The arm is turning clockwise to the back, palm of the head facing upwards. And you want to rotate with every exhale a little bit more into the standing rotation. And as a challenge, try to rotate the head too. So try to look back towards your hand, towards your palm. And at some point, the whole card house will collapse because you went a bit too far, but that's fine. And next time you can go a little bit further. March it all out on the spot. Just a little shake if you need to. Shake, or marching out. And then change sides. So tree position on the other side. Grab the foot. Either position it above the knee, not on the knee. That would hurt your knee in the long run. Or if your trousers are slippery, then you can also just position your foot next to your ankle. Both knees are rotating outwards, both legs are rotating outwards, creating this very tight glute contraction. And then open those arms in a wide V position, reach through those fingertips, lifting the sternum, lifting the gaze, lifting the chin. Like in any standing position, lying position, you can always adjust your head position by pressing into the palm of the hand. And then try, without letting go of the leg, to grab the knee with the opposite hand. Same side arm, rotate up and backwards. And you do want to try to slowly rotate the shoulders and your gaze to maybe be able to look into your left palm, or the palm which is back at the moment. And if you're falling and if you're wobbling, that's part of the practice. Just come back in and try again. And then let go, march it out, check it out if you want to. And then we're coming back to the front of our mats, back to our warriors and some sun salutation. So inhale, come into mountain pose, then interlace both hands behind your sacrum, pull the shoulders back and down, and lift both hands a little bit without collapsing forward with your shoulders. Keep your tummy pulled in, the tailbone lengthened, crown of the head pulling towards the sky or ceiling. Then inhale, lift, exhale, forward fold, nose to the knee. Then inhale, come into tabletop, hands on the chin, shin bone, not the chin. And then step backwards into plank position. We're coming slowly down into triceps press. You can lower down all the way, or if you feel like it, come up straight away into cobra. You can also come into a small cobra and then push back into your down dog. Try not to adjust hand and foot position. You need the exact length from your plank. Then lifting your right leg, step forward into lunge. And we're going into an extended side warrior. So you want to anchor your back foot in a warrior position, 45-60 degrees. Press your right leg out. You know where the weight of your leg should be going. Then adjust your head position. Press the upper arm into the back of your head, rotate the head upwards, and only then extend the arm. A nice long line from your pinky finger, from the tips of your finger reaching away, and your outer heel pressing into the ground. This should feel really long and really extended. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to breathe in this position. So let go. And I'm just changing position so you can see what I'm doing. You can stay where you are. Right leg is still front. Come with your hands in Anjali Mudra, so palms together, then bring the left elbow on the right leg, or just opposite elbow on the knee. And you can either keep your knee bent, so the back knee on the ground, if you feel that that's enough, or you've done enough already. Otherwise, extend the heel backwards and reach through the whole leg into the back heel. Nice extension here. So this is also a deep hip flexor stretch. The other way around now, we're twisting the upper body and not the leg. So this is a little bit easier for people with stiff calves or feet. Like a good beginner or entry position. And step forward a little bit. Forward fold here. Make sure both hips are more or less on one line. And we're folding forward, nose to the forward knee. Let your shoulders go. Let your hands go. You can always touch yourself, touch your own body when it needs to. So you might want to help your hip here shifting backwards a little bit as it tends to come forward. So here we go, let's have a little bit of an adventure. This is to challenge you and to see what else is possible. So we're starting like in our half moon pose, flying half moon, but this time we're switching the arm. So the opposite arm is on the ground. You still want to lift the back leg. And now we're having a twist happening in the upper body. And you can see my face, I'm so focused. I could not talk you through this at the same time while doing this. So this is hyper difficult for me and probably for you too. So the challenge is to have the back leg lifted and to have something of a rotation in the upper body happening. So I'm just switching again, don't do that. Our right leg is still forward and you're simply coming into that wide stance and shake it all out. How about a little bit of a stretch? Bring the knees a little bit tighter together, come into temple pose. And we're just giving our shoulders a bit of a stretch here. So fold the right arm above the left. So right elbow is above the left elbow. And then grab whatever you can at the thumbs, fingers, closing those forearms as much as possible. And then push both arms upwards if you can, without dislocating your shoulder, so don't harm yourself. And open those arms, release. So if you do a big circle, you should end up with having the other arm on top. So the left elbow is now on the right elbow. Come down into temple pose, pull the tummy in, close those forearms as much as possible, and then push those elbows up. And remember, it's all for the shoulders. They love it. Release. Very good. See, I'm so happy. We're doing the other side. So this whole adventure here with the flying twisted rotation up in the air. But first of all, have a little sun salutation here. Step back into plank. Press down onto the ground. Come up into upward facing dog or a cobra, whatever your level is, and then push back into down dog. So have a little vinyasa at your own tempo, your own time, till you end in down dog. Then lifting the left leg and stepping forward. So we're going into extended side warrior first. So you want to anchor your back foot minus the right. Again, switching. So the left foot is forward now, the right foot is back, or at least you should have the other feet than you had before. So anchor the back leg, extend through the outer arches. Then first of all, position the head with the hand, with the help of the hand. Turn the nose towards the sky or ceiling, and only then extend the arm in a long line from the outer arch of your foot all the way into your fingertips. So reach with your fingertips all the way out. Try to release the shoulder as much as possible, though this is a very strong position. It looks good though. Feels good too, but you feel it. Now, wherever you are, stay with the same leg forward. Twisted lunge. So first bring the back knee down, bringing your palms together, bring the opposite elbow on your left knee this time. I had to copy this footage from the other side because guess what? Despite my cheat sheet, I forgot to do this side for you. So your left knee is front, your right leg is back, and we're rotating towards the left side. Now, once you're ready, push the back heel backwards, extend the leg if you want to. Make sure the knee stays behind the ankle. Lower those shoulders, make your collarbones smile. Great rotation here to prepare for our last great adventure. Then release. We're coming into forward fold, so step a little bit closer together. And just bring the nose to the knee. Release forward. Have a little relaxed forward fold. Just let go. Replenishing the energy a little bit for what's coming next and at the end. So last effort here, and I'm curious how this is going to work for you. Don't change sides. I'm just doing this for the purpose of videography skills. I need more cameras. So our Twisted Warrior 3, left foot is still front. First, grab the floor with the right hand, and before you lift anything, lift the right leg if possible parallel to the ground. Your back foot is pointing to the ground, the toes are pointing down, so no twisting in the hips or legs. The twisting only happens in the upper body, and you can first twist and then lift, or stay on the ground and twist as much as possible. Make sure not to hurt yourself, and you can make this your challenge for the week or the months and just see how far you can go for it. Then come into plank position, press down, putting either the chest down or coming straight away into upward facing dog. Inhale and exhale, come into down dog. And you can stay here if you want. This is the end of our little sequence, little big sequence. Then hop or step forward. Thank you so much for joining. Have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. See you all next time. Bye.